started again with this school year, I did make sure that she had some omega blues, and she has a really hard time sleeping at night. But she just has a hard time getting her brain, to shut down and relax. And so I made sure that she had the Sleep Essence, which is from Young Living. She swears by it. She says that really helps her, and I've noticed that she's been using that, but she hasn't been taking her omega blues. And so I got a phone call from her teacher finally a month after school started saying that Leisha was really struggling and not doing well, especially in math, that she was missing assignments, and she was not bringing home any homework at all. And this brand new school, so the curriculum's, they're a little different as to what they expect and how much homework comes home, and everybody is a little different that way. So I had no idea what was going on until the teacher called me, which I thought was pretty late. I mean, an entire month. That means we were pretty far behind by now. She had not been bringing home her homework. As you can see on this page right here, I don't know, it seems to have cut off the bottom. But down here at the bottom it says, please correct, sign, and return. That is because the teacher wanted to make sure that I knew where she was. And apparently she had several of these on homework assignments that I had never seen. She had been avoiding bringing them home. And the teacher said that she's having a hard time in school. She can't stay focused. If she doesn't seem to understand it when we're going through it, she just sits there the whole time and won't do the assignment, which it sounds like my daughter when she finds something hard and is really struggling to be able to stay focused. She just gives up really easy. So this test came home finally after talking with her teacher, and I made sure that we brought the omega blues out. I had them in her bathroom downstairs, and I said, okay, they're coming upstairs, and I'm making sure that you're taking these. So I had her take them Sunday night, and Monday she came home with these, and she even told me that her teacher told her that day during math that she was doing so much better. And I noticed that we opened up her math book and her whole assignment was finished and it was all correct. She did not need to do anything here at home. However, we did have this test that needed to be gone through that had been done before I started her taking her omega blues again. So as you can see right here, this first page here is a story that was read by the teacher to the whole class. And then they had to answer these questions on it. And apparently, as you can see, Leisha was not able to listen, and she had this right in front of her. She could have followed along, and she was not able to focus on it at all. I mean, if you could read the story and read the answers, you can see that she was not paying any attention. So I had her sit down, and while I was helping my other two children do their homework all at the same table, and they were making lots of noise, and the 4-year-old in the background throwing things around and causing much distraction, she was able to sit down and read this with absolutely no problem. She did not get frustrated. She didn't get distracted. She sat down and read the whole thing, and then we went back over the questions, and she got them all right. And I didn't have to probe her or ask her extra questions, anything. It was wonderful. She was able to just slide right through. Okay, next page. Can we see the next page?
Well, I just put it up, but I'm going to have to rotate it in a minute.
This page here on the right side, when she gets rotated, that we can see. And if we could scroll down, this used to be a big problem when she was in 1st and 2nd grade, that even in 3rd, that she just scribbled on everything. You could hardly read the questions through all the scribbles. And here she's done it again on the bottom of this paper here.
The yellow?
Yep, the yellow. That was the highlighter pen that she had.
Okay.
But anyway, back up to the top here. This test, if you can see, this was just part of her spelling test. And she's in 4th grade. These are words that she knows. I didn't even have to say anything to her. I put the page in front of her and said, okay, fix these. It took her a matter of 3 seconds to fix them because she could focus. I mean, she apparently was just, like not sitting. Obviously, she's sitting in class. She's filling out the answers, but her brain isn't there. She's not paying any attention. Okay, down. Or not able to. And the Omega Blues are the only thing that I did just the one night before that she was able to sit down and understand all this. Now apparently she did not understand what compound sentences were, and I don't know how much they went over that in her class, but she didn't have a clue. As you can see, she guessed correctly on one of them in class. But as soon as I explained to her what they were, she went through and found all the commas in here and found all of the correct answers without me helping her. And then I was able to show her the difference between the sentences, the fact that if you take out this conjunction word, that as in problem number 1 on D, the word but, the conjunction word right there, that if you took that out, that she had 2 full sentences. And she, all by herself, went through the rest of this and found, after she already had the answers, she went through and created them and double-checked herself. And she did an excellent job. Smart girl. Okay, down a little further. And yet in class, she was just completely lost.
Well, why don't you also, that is so exciting to see the difference of what one difference of taking Omega Blue is for her. Why don't you tell us about what you do for her to help her go to sleep at night, too?
Well, I've already mentioned that she takes the sleep essence.
Okay.
That really helps her to be able to calm down and sleep naturally. And it doesn't put her to sleep or anything. She can still stay up for another hour if she chooses to, but when she does lay down, she's able to actually go to sleep instead of toss and turn all night. Anyway, I think there might have been one more paper, but you get the idea. This is my daughter on and off of the omega fatty acids and what they do for her when she takes them. Oh, this was her spelling.
Here it is. I didn't realize there was so much more here.
I think
I can say is that a year or so ago when we were dealing with this same thing, I collected some papers of Leisha's to show the difference in her handwriting from before and after. And I can see right here that most of this handwriting is in her before Omega Blue stage. However, she's erased a lot of it and written on top of it. But even just in her handwriting, I've noticed that when her brain is not firing correctly, she writes in a very scrambled, scribbled, unorganized way. Look like she's just scratching at it, and very, you can just see the irritation and the agitation in her writing. And then after she takes the Omega Jis or the Omega Blues, the very next day she is able to write very fluidly and reasonably for the appropriate age category that she fits in. And this is a good example of her handwriting. So,
yeah, especially the top half here that we can't really see where they had to write the lines. You can really see how they're just kind of just everywhere. And this is a 4th grader. She knows how to draw straight lines, but they're just all over the place. And
right.
And that's what I was going to use on this page too, right here. Was all the, you can see when we went back over it, I made her erase it, but she has great big, she just completely crossed this all out. You couldn't read a thing on here as to what the words were that we were supposed to be using for her spelling and the usage of the spelling of these words. You can see the great big, not scratch marks, but you know how she crossed it out. And also, it was like she wasn't even there. Like she was just randomly putting in words. For the first sentence, she had, the captain saved some wooden some wooden unthinkables from his wall. And the second sentence, that's my daughter, she can hear me, she thinks it's funny. The explorers made their third survivor across the sea. The third sentence, she put, the shipwreck from the ships floated on the surface of the ocean. The lifeboats were wreckage even when filled with water. That one at least sort of made sense. What is left of the plaque can be seen on the ocean floor. The only voyage after the wreck swam to a nearby island. I mean, the only thing I had to do to help prompt her on this was explain what a plaque was, which she did know what a plaque was. She just didn't know that's what it was called. As soon as I said that, she filled these all in. Boom, boom, boom. In about 5 minutes, she was done, if that.
Well, that's great. What a fabulous difference one product can make overnight. Thanks for sharing that with us, Leslie. Is there anybody that's on the call that has any questions for Leslie?
I can't think of any other than, you said she was also on the mineral essence. How long has she been on the mineral essence?
We had done the mineral essence all through 3rd grade, but I haven't done that this year. I just haven't purchased any more lately.
Okay. It's always interesting how one product can have a huge difference and the other just a slight difference, but that's really great about the Omega Blues.
So that's what I think that was actually the very first product I started her on was the mineral essence, and I know that her 1st grade teacher noticed a big difference when we did that too.
Great.
Okay, now I have some things that I've pulled up that I would like to share with everybody. They're about these products. The new Omega Jive, I've just switched what I'm showing you to a blog that Young Living does. And all I did to find it was I just got on Google and I typed in Omega Jive, and of the options that were there, this product blog came up, and I just don't know if everybody is familiar with the blog that Young Living is doing, but whenever they introduce something new or they have new information or something's happening at the farm, they'll put it on this blog. And so here is a page that you can read about the new things that they've done for the Omega Jive. And I scanned in, if I can find that, I scanned in a picture of a postcard that Young Living sent out in August announcing this new product, and it shows the difference between the Omega Blue, and of course you just got through hearing how fabulous Omega Blue is. So, you know, no diss here on the Omega Blue, but Omega Jive has a lot more features to it. It's richer in the DHA-rich fatty fish oils to help us with our omega-3s, but they have added the coenzyme Q10 and replenishing, let's see, they've also added vitamin D3 and other key vitamins to help support the normal brain function, heart, eye, and joint health. This makes me really excited and thinking that I better be on this on a daily basis myself. So here's some information about what's in the Omega Jive. And if you didn't get this postcard, let me know, and I will email this to you. This is exciting to have this new information here. And also, let's see, here's some information. Most of you are probably familiar with Young Living's essential oil desk reference. I don't know how many of you have ever participated or purchased, though, you know, they used to give it to us on a disc so that you could put it in your computer and then pull up pages and then you could print off one page to give somebody. They've quit doing that, and so now when you buy the desk reference, you have the option of purchasing an online version, and that's what I'm showing you here is the online version of the essential oil desk reference. And I've pulled it up open to the page of attention deficit disorder. And here's what it says. And Anita will remember with me the days when Terry Friedman used to come and speak at convention. Someone that I was fairly up close and personal with. Dr. Friedman in 2001 completed and pioneered studies using essential oils to combat ADD and A.D.H.D. using twice-a-day inhalation of essential oils, including vetiver, cedarwood, and lavender. Dr. Friedman was able to achieve clinically significant results in 60 days. That's a lot longer than overnight. Research postulates that essential oils mitigate ADD and ADHD through their stimulation of the limbic system of the brain. Because attention deficit disorder may be caused by mineral deficiencies in the diet, increasing nutrient intake and absorption of magnesium, potassium, and other trace minerals can also have a significant beneficial effect in resolving ADD. And I'm going to scroll down here so you can see the recommendations. And of course, Omega Blue is the first thing on the list, along with Mineral Essence, Leisha Red, Power Meal, Balance Complete, Essential Zyme, and Detox Zyme. And then, of course, it talks a little bit about the application and usage here. If you have the desk reference book, I'll let you find the reference there. Also in the desk reference book, I'm going to switch pages now and show you the page where it actually talks about Omega Blue and the various fish oils. I'm going to show you the ingredients here. This is the old formulation. So take this and add to it what the new formulation also includes, and now we have a much more powerful product. So fish oil from sardine, anchovy, and mackerel is the source of the vital omega-3 fatty acids. And rice bran oil is a powerful natural antioxidant. And then it has lemongrass, clove, myrrh, and I'm going to turn the page here, German chamomile. And it suggests that you take one soft gel capsule 3 times a day or as desired. Okay, and then it shows some companion oils and so on and so forth. And then the mineral essence. There's a page here on the mineral essence that shows the list of all of the minerals that are contained there. And you know, most of our water and a lot of our water is missing because we have to purify it, so now we're missing getting the minerals there, and minerals are not really easy to come by unless we supplement them. Anyway, here's the ingredients of what's in the mineral essence, and I just wanted you to be aware of that. And then, of course, there's always a little bit of information available to us from the Young Living website under products. It says mineral essence is a balanced full-spectrum ionic mineral complex enhanced with essential oils. According to 2-time Nobel Prize winner Linus Pauling, Ph.D., you can trace every sickness, every disease, and every ailment to a mineral deficiency. Ionic minerals are the most fully and quickly absorbed form of minerals available. Leslie, do you remember the mineral essence science experiment that you did?
Yes, I do.
You want to tell them about that a little bit, real quick?
Well, back in high school, we did science experiment, and of course, my mother being in Young Living, we had to always experiment our products all throughout school. So we did an electrical experiment that we had water and distilled water, so our hard water out of our tap versus distilled water, and then we had different products that claim to be trace minerals or contain trace minerals, and Young Living's product, of course, being one of those, as well as other companies that we had. And basically what we did is we took, seems like we spliced some wires off of a lamp, and we stuck them in the water and watched how well the electricity was able to flow one through another, because minerals are supposed to be able to have the energy flow through it so that the lamp will light up and to conduct the electricity. That's what I was looking for. And in the distilled water, it did not conduct any electricity at all. The light would not turn on. And then we'd stick it in our hard water, and actually the light did light up a tiny bit and gave off a slight glow. and then we'd put it in the other company's things, and they gave off a tiny bit, it seems like, but not much, until we got to our mineral essence, and it lit up the light bulb quite a bit. And I remember my teacher saying that all of the judges had a lot of fun playing with that and watching the light turn on.
Yes, it was an exciting experiment, and I can still do that experiment. I still have all the equipment and the minerals because it's a pretty fabulous, powerful display. And what I remember is that we would put the distilled water in different cups, and then we added colloidal minerals that we got at the health food store and several other mineral products that were supposedly for human consumption for helping with minerals. And like Leslie said, the only one that would really light up was our mineral essence, and we were pretty proud of our product. So anyway, it's